welcome to Almost 30 Podcast.
Hi, everybody. It's Lindsay and Krista. Thank you for being here. We're all friends here.
We're all friends
We
here.
party
We're glad,
together. We support you.
and we laugh and we like to go deep. Welcome to the show. Thank you for choosing Almost 30 as your podcast of choice today, whether you're on a walk or in the car or cleaning the house. It is really great to be together. We've been doing this thing for about 6 years. We have a community membership. We do courses and programs, and we're here to support you in your evolution.
Yeah, it's the best. And we're really excited about the conversation today with Queen Afua. And our goal is really to bring on guests who, just pique our curiosity, who help us to learn and grow in perspective and experience. And yeah, help us to also have self-inquiry. I feel like that's so important and something that I feel like really kicked up a notch for me when we started this podcast, just the self-inquiry post conversation. So that's our hope for you all.
Yeah, and Queen Afua, we were introduced to her from Bess on our team, who's been with us for a few years now, which was an amazing connection. And then also our friend Debbie Brown, who works with Queen Afua. She's doing a retreat with Queen Afua this fall. She's kind of been in our atmosphere, and it was really good to finally sit down with Queen and just laugh. Like we had so much fun laughing.
From the moment she walked in, and I knew it. I knew
Yes.
it like leading up to when she came. I was like, oh, this is going to be like just this surge of just
Yes.
really fun, connected energy. And it was. And she's just such a literal light beam.
Yes. Light beam. Just moves about the world and the earth with such like joy and laughter. And um, she is a best-selling author. She's a holistic health practitioner. She's a wellness coach. She's really a pioneer in, the green foods movement. She's the author of 5 best-selling books, the creator of the Heal Thyself product line. She's the founder of Sacred Women Rites of Passage program and a CEO of the Queen Afua Wellness Center. And she's really here to help people fight diseases with plant-based medicine, self-care, holistic healthy choices, and an empowering lifestyle. So really a lot of things that we are about. And it was powerful to talk about her journey of healing, really coming to this place where she was someone that had a lot of chronic illnesses. She had eczema, asthma, and she was able to heal herself and now is teaching everyone in her community and millions of women all over the world, men and children, about her practices.
Yeah, and this is the type of episode that, and I love these, where there were so many nuggets where I'm like, I'm never going to forget that.
Yes.
I'm never, ever, ever going to forget that. So she's sharing very tactical ways in which we can not only detoxify the body, but also keep it incredibly clear on a day-to-day basis. So not only your food and nourishment in that way, but she describes, for instance, her bath practice, which was really inspiring to me. Where not only is it a way to relax, but it's also a way to bring life back to the body, ways in which she just like massages her body in the bath, what she puts in the bath, and how she just infuses these practices with intention, and it's completely changed her life. So I was furiously writing to integrate.
We were
some of
talking about
these.
she also talks about elevating your legs.
I know, number one. I
Never
was like,
forget,
wow.
which is like a very yogic practice. She was talking about that and the support you can give for your circulation, for your joints, for your limbs, for just your organs to have a break from feeling and being in the same position all the time. So what I love about when we talk to people like her is that all of the practices are very approachable for people. And I think that's been an interesting trend with even our podcast. You go through these phases within health and wellness and nutrition and even in life where it's like, okay, do all of the things, try all of the things, do all of the things that are expensive, do all the things that are outside of you. And then it always comes back to the simplest things.
The simplest
It always
things.
comes back to nature, movement, connection, good water, good food, self-care in the simplest ways. Like it's always just so simple.
Yes.
And so it's been an interesting trajectory for us to come back to that and have people like her where it feels very simple. It feels very integrated. I also loved really talking about her Impeccable Listening, which is a book that she wrote. And the Impeccable Listening is really about asking source, God, creator, most high, and then listening and then acting. And I think in our community and what I notice with people that I'm surrounded by is we have a lot of acting, but we don't have a lot of asking and listening. And I think people are doing all the things. We're hustling. You have the side hustles. You are on your personal growth journey, I'm assuming, because you're listening to the show. And we are doing so much, but how often are we asking clearly from source, from God, from whoever, you work with, what we want, and then really listening to the answer?
Hmm. Yeah, and I think the listening really takes stillness. It takes the ability to pause on consumption of other things like a social media or TV or outsourcing to friends or what have you. I think it really takes that sincere pause, which I think is challenging for that's challenging for me a lot of the time. But it's a practice. And she emphasized this where it is a practice of doing this every single day, every single morning, waking up, showing gratitude for your guides, your ancestors, for Most High, and then asking a simple question for the day. It could be as simple as, how am I to serve today?
Mhm.
And it's really beautiful to collaborate with life in this way, to have this almost living conversation with Source, rooted in that initial question at the start of your day. So I really love that too, because again, it is so simple and maybe so simple that you're like, I don't think I don't know. I
Yes.
don't think that's going to work. Let's try it. Let's try it
Yes.
consistently and see how it shifts. It's like that little shift that has such a big effect on so many things.
Yes. Our resistance to the simple is so
It's
interesting.
very real.
Very real. We try and complicate everything.
I
That is so
know.
simple.
I know.
So simple. So her book, Impeccable Listening, you can get, and then also Sacred Woman, which are incredible, but she has three others in addition to that. You can find her on Instagram at Queen Afua. That's Queen AFUA. And then queenafua.com. Lindsay and I are going to do her 21-day
Cannot
detox.
wait.
Cannot
I'm so
wait. I'm ready
excited.
to blast off. I just like trying all the things.
Same.
I'm super open. I want to explore. I want to see what's up.
Yeah.
I want to just try it out. So we'll keep you posted on the 21-day detox and see how we go.
Mhm.
Thank you for listening to Almost 30. Thank you for subscribing, for reviewing, for being a part of our lives and community. You can find more at almost30.com. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok at Almost 30 Podcast. We're on YouTube, so you can watch our channel there and all the videos with the amazing people like Queen. And we have 500 plus episodes you can dig into. So make sure you subscribe, and I'm sure there's something in there for you.
Yeah. Thank you all so, so much. Enjoy this one, and we will see you on the other side.
We'll see you soon.
I'm sure you've seen this brand around, but maybe you haven't tried it yet. Moon Juice. Y'all, I cannot tell you how good this brand is, and I've been using it for years. Supplements, cellular waters, dusts. Honestly, say no more. Dusts. Do you want a dust in your cabinet? I think so. I love their brain dust, actually. It's a nootropic blend of adaptogens and herbs that target stress to support mental stamina, alertness, and concentration. And this blend is really informed by traditional Chinese medicine and Ayurveda, which so many of their formulations are. Combines lion's mane, ginkgo, rhodiola, ashwagandha, astragalus, and maca. It's vegan, gluten-free, non-GMO, and caffeine-free. That is just one of the many products that I am absolutely dying for from Moon Juice. I also love Super You. Okay, so this is for stress management. It's your daily multi-adaptogen to unstress you. Okay, 2 caps a day. That's it. And you will keep the stress away. This is a clinical strength formula that helps regulate cortisol for proactive and reactive stress support. I just want you to have the best summer ever. So let's reduce our stress when we can so we can relax, enjoy the sunshine and friends and experiences, and really like be in our life. And I really think all of Moon Juice's products help you to be in your life, be in your body. So check them out. I'm really excited for you. You're going to have fun just like perusing the website because it's so gorgeous, so gorgeous. So if you need support with energy, with libido, brain health, dreaming, beauty and skin, immunity, maybe your spirit and your mood, check out Moon Juice products. And of course, you know us, we got you. We have a discount. If you go to moonjuice.com/almost30, use the code almost30 for 20% off. What I love also is that many of their products come in reusable glass bottles, and refills are fulfilled with compostable pouches to refill your original bottle. How amazing. Amazing, amazing. So thank you, Moon Juice. You're the best. Moonjuice.com/almost30. Use the code almost30 for 20% off. Krista and I are so excited to introduce you to Silver Biotics. She literally experienced a miracle when really it's actually science, but it felt like a miracle. One of her cats scratched her eye and left her with a scar on her eyelid. It was really scary, but she used Silver Biotics. Okay, she used Silver Biotics to treat this wound. And honestly, within a week, it was so much better. Like you could barely tell. I was very, very, very surprised. So she used the Sulfur Biotics Healing Skin Cream. It's the Advanced Healing Skin Cream, the unscented. It was so miraculous, but truly it's science. So I'm really excited to introduce you to this brand, and I'm pretty fascinated by the science they have behind Silver. So they are helping to maintain balance within our bodies with their products. They've developed an integrated series of safe and effective daily use products to aid in total body wellness. Some things that Silver helps with, their products in particular help with throat discomfort, minor cuts, burn relief, dry damaged skin, bad breath and gums, sun damage, immune support. So how does this work? How does this biohack the immune system? They've taken the old technology of colloidal silver and improved it to create the next generation of silver products. Silver Sol is what it's called, was created to improve on current formulas to make them safer and more effective. Through a new manufacturing technology patented under multiple patents and patent pending, the advanced nano silver solution has become the new standard by which all other silver products are measured. So they're calling this the new generation of colloidal silver. It's called Silver Sol. You must get your hands on these products. So I mentioned the healing skin cream, which we love. I also every single day take their immune support. So I put a bunch of dropperfuls under my tongue. It's the perfect daily defense to boost your immune system. It doesn't taste like anything. It's amazing. So check out all of their products. And as always, we got you with a discount, baby. 20% off your first order when you go to silverbiotics.com. Use the code almost30. That's silver, BIOTICS.com. Use the code almost30 for 20% off your first time order.
We're in tune.
We're in
Yeah.
tune. Because, and what's
Mhm.
interesting about this vortex that we're in
Yeah.
this room is that you have to ground. Like it for some people, it can really sweep them up and you can really get
Yeah.
lost because there's like, right when we start, there's like,
There are times when we'll be in the vortex.
yeah.
And we forget to bring the guest. And we're like, oh shit.
Yeah, honestly.
Like, let's
Yeah,
what's a
literally.
grounded question? What's your favorite color?
Yeah, honestly. Say your name 3 times to come back into space.
I want to go out though. I want to go. This is like going out in.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yes.
feel so at home.
Oh my God.
On the
Good.
way in, I said, "Oh, okay, this is exciting."
Yes. Oh, we're so
yes.
grateful you're here.
Truly,
It's
so
so
grateful.
beautiful.
Yeah. Is that a lotus up there?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Pretty
this-
much.
That's what I thought when she brought it in, and I was like, wow, this is a statement, but
Wow.
I think for a reason. Truly.
Well, we're so glad to have you. We've been looking forward to
Mhm.
this for so long, and
Mhm.
we're such fans of your work and just excited to dig into conversation with you and have fun and laugh and introduce our audience to you if they don't know you already. I'm sure they do. I would love to start, and I know your story a little bit, but even just going back to your journey before you were queen. We have people in our audience that are in early 20s and beyond, but just kind of like grounding them in the person that you were before you evolved into being queen.
Oh, I know her well. Well, there was 2 things. I was an artist, an active. I'm an artist now. No one knows it though.
Well, we know it. I feel
I
like your
mean-
presence is art.
That's how I function,
Yeah.
actually. And so, my work, my life was to be a dancer. So I took various forms of dance: Brazilian dance, Haitian dance, African dance, modern dance, jazz. And then I got very sick. in the mist. I was a teenager. I had a dance company at age 15. And I was very community orientated, but I had got an asthma attack. The asthma kicked in and my life shifted. And my asthma would be so intense that I would have to sit up in the evenings, oftentimes with pillows, in order to breathe, to get to the next day. But I learned about the sun in the process because the whole night I would be wheezing and I'm sitting up and I'm functioning, sitting up, wheezing. Because if I'd have laid down, my lungs could have collapsed. So when the sun would start to come up, my lungs would start to open up. That's when I started having a connection with nature. And I said, wow, I just had to get to the next day and the sun would help me. So the asthma was a part of my life. And then I got eczema. It was everything at the same time. My whole body was filled with
Mm.
rash. I was always scratching. It was a combination of scratching and wheezing and during my menstrual flow, pain. So I had chronic pain, scratching, wheezing, headaches, a bit of arthritis, and I'm trying to be an artist.
This is not
It was
working.
a
Mm.
mess. But I was eating an all-American fast food lifestyle. And my family always back in the day, some folks who were into food, canned food, frozen food, they would come to the house and give you all the packages that you could have. So we had a giant refrigerator and a freezer. There was all this dead food, and I was living off of that.
Mm.
So anyway, I was invited to go on a healing retreat. Changed my life, and within less than 24 hours, my whole life shifted. I got on the bus upstate from Harlem. I was not a vegetarian. I knew nothing about changing my diet except for a little bit of back to eating. And then I went up here and I got off the bus. I didn't take my medication. And I was sitting by my mother's piano. And at that moment, I just kind of forgot that I needed medication because I was on my way to go to this retreat. I got off the bus. The trees, the grass, the wheezing kicked in, the hay fever, the allergies. And I got into the cafeteria where I put my suitcase down. And I said, what am I going to do? I was embarrassed about being sick. I don't know the people. What am I gonna do? And that was the first question. What am I going to do? I heard it. That's when my intuition kicked in. And I didn't know it was intuition, but I was desperate. And
Mm.
I was given a formula to help me eat grapefruits, lemons, and oranges. So I looked to the left. Boom. And there was some grapefruits and oranges and lemons in a bowl. And it was also rose hips tea. So I went there and I just started peeling the grapefruit. And then I had the rose hips and put the lemon in, and I was drinking, but I was still wheezing. And then I went to another room and I heard this master herbalist. I learned he was a master herbalist later. Dr. Johnny Moore, he's now an ancestor. He passed. But he would talk about these plants and the medicine in the plants. And I said, wow, this is amazing. He was talking about miracle stories to me. People can get well and be healed. So I only heard him that day because I was caught up in my own sickness. That night, when everyone went to bed, I didn't mention that I wasn't gonna go to my bedroom. I propped up my pillows. There was a fireplace. So the fire, I learned later on that that was my first sweat lodge. Since then, I've done a lot of Native American sweat lodges. So now that was my first fast. I was clueless that I was fasting. I was clueless that I was detoxing. And I didn't know I was in the sweat lodge. And so while that night was happening, I was sleeping, the heat was coming. I woke up the next day, went into the ladies' room. 1 hour, mucus came out of my nose, my mouth, my eyes. For 1 hour, all this phlegm, and I came out that bathroom with my lungs. Took a deep breath. It was on my own, without my pump, without my biweekly injection, and I said, "Wait a minute. There's a relationship between me getting sick and well. I can get well." I realized I could heal. So that was my beginning, that I could heal. And then I looked over to a table. There were books, and I saw a book that changed my life. And the name of the book was Dick Gregory, Cooking with Mother Nature. So I began to follow Dick Gregory and his wife and his 9 children. They became a part of my family. They never knew me. Later on in life, I did some work with him. And that retreat, I met everything I'm doing right now. This is 50 some years later. Plant-based lifestyle, herbal walks, yoga, meditation, juice therapy, everything that I'm doing now, I was introduced on that retreat. And I left that retreat after the third day, not another asthma attack. I never broke out again. Some years I had some peanuts and I itched a little bit, but I let that go. And I came home renewed and I stopped eating meat, dairy, sugar, white flour products, everything that was toxic that caused me to have all the issues that I had. And then two months in, I got rid of my PMS and my heavy bleeding and clotting, my constipation, and the artists started coming in because I moved to my own apartment as a teenager. And my friends came and spent time with me for a day. And I said, no brown bags in here. No fast, no junk, no flesh.
Mhm. Yes.
They had to do what I did.
Yes.
Otherwise, and then there was something that happened. Someone called, my father had 2 brownstones in Brooklyn. So one of his tenants said, I heard about you, that you could possibly help me. I said, okay. He says, I'm about to have surgery to remove a kidney. I said, well, it's kind of late, but you could have done this. You could have done this, that, and the third on the phone. The next thing I know, he's at my house within an hour with his robe from the hospital, to back out.
You're like, sir, I can see your butt.
He did have his jeans on.
Okay.
And I said, okay, let's see. I went in the kitchen, which I call the kitchen and laboratory, and I hooked him up a kit. I said, here's some garlic, here's some limes, here's some cider vinegar. I may have given him some other fruits with it, and I gave him it in a brown bag. And he went, and years later, he said he saw me at a festival in Brooklyn. He said, I kept my kidney. Thank you. Thank you so much. Right. So it's been like that. And any of my friends would come over, I would say, I'll run them a bath, and I would heal them. So they would come with medication, and they would just tell me, Queen, I don't have my this is going, and I don't have this problem. I was just having a social life, and people were healing around me. I love the healing. It became my greatest friend. My best friend is the healing. No matter what I would go through in my life, I would always resort back to the healing. And it would carry me through everything, everything, including my soul return, including, everything that happened traumatic that you go through life, the traumas that teach you about life. I'd always go back to a bath. I always go back to my tonics, my juices, my herbs. That would always carry me through. And so that gave me such conviction. I'm just as excited now about this healing as I was as a teenager.
That's when you know.
Yeah, I'm in
the
shock that
purpose.
I'm that excited about it, but it's a blessing. It saved my life. It kept saving my life. I said, if it could save my life, maybe I can help some others, help them save their lives too.
And it really helps you live your life. When you are eating and consuming things that are so alive, I feel like it just adds, it sounds like duh when you say it, but it's so profound to actually experience it. I'm just curious, the emotional connection to what you were experiencing as a teenager, the asthma, the arthritis, the eczema. Did you make a connection to what you were going through emotionally?
Fear. That's what it was. I think I was afraid. I don't know how that could even work to be so afraid and wanting to be an artist. Because I was at the doo-wop group. So I was singing, I was dancing, I was doing a little acting. So how do you be in such fear, but then you are an artist that is all the way out there? So, we do have many sides to ourselves. So there was a fear that I had, but then it was a courage that I had. It was kind of blended all together. And so I know, and then I was different. I was different. I had 2 older brothers, and they didn't really bond with me. And I learned later on it was a problem. I was a favorite. That is not good in a family. My father and mother wanted a daughter. They had sons, but they wanted a daughter. And I think they showed that they wanted a daughter so much more. And so I think they catered to me, and I didn't realize they catered to me as much. And so my brothers didn't welcome me, so.
Yeah.
And they would scare me in the house. The house is a 4-story brownstone. So I'm little. The lights would go off. Sometimes we'd go in the basement, turn the lights back on, and they would jump up like that. Okay, well, who am I? Where am I with this family? I learned later
Always
on.
scared.
Yeah, I learned
Wow.
later on. My brother ended up going to a mental ward. He's not anymore. He's no longer in his body now. He told me, he says, when you were 11, Daddy liked you more than me. I said, oh, wait a minute. That's what we're going through? Mm.
Oh.
So I realized that our childhood issues,
Mm.
the ACEs, it
Mhm.
I was going through it. So not being received
Mm.
and accepted. And that was probably my journey through my life, because I have 9 aunts and 5 uncles, and I'm very peculiar to them. But I've learned to really embrace my different.
Mhm.
And a lot of other people are embracing theirs, because you have to be courageous to be different.
Mm.
And many times we're the ones set the tone for everybody else to connect to their different.
Yes.
Because otherwise it's a cookie cut and everybody's doing the same thing and nobody's really happy.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Yes.
With the
Powerful.
diet changes that you made, after the retreat where you
Mhm.
transitioned to a plant-based lifestyle and you did no more meat, no more sugar, what kind of, I guess, how do you support people in that journey of moving
Mhm.
to more live foods from dead foods? Because I feel like if people aren't so sick where they have to do it,
Mm.
like what is their, like, how can they motivate themselves to do
Mm.
that?
Well, see, because like almost 30,
Mhm.
they don't normally get it. This is something I would tell my daughter when her friends were in like teenagers in the early 20s. They would laugh at me when I would make them a green juice. And I said, this is what you could do for your men so you don't have pain. And they would think that I was a joke. And I would laugh with them. I said, you know what? I'll see you when you're in the 30s.
Mhm.
You're going to have some issues. I already know there's a clock that you're not aware of, and things are going to start showing up. So just remember this moment. And I didn't give him a lecture about it.
Mm.
I just told my daughter one time, I said, I'll see them in their 30s. And that's what's happening right now,
Mm.
because some of them from back then are working on my team right now, including my daughter. And the things that I told them that could happen if they could prevent, they didn't really see it,
Mm.
because they didn't feel the pain or the suffering. I just happened to get my pain and suffering early on. So
Mm.
I woke up really quick. And so what these other parts of you though, we're body, mind, and spirit. So maybe they want to actually live out their purpose. And that could motivate them. So if you clean up, you get very in tune and you start actually being who you really are, as opposed to who you were told you were to be.
Mm.
And that's exciting. So they look at me and said, Christopher, you're doing everything you want to do. Well, you can too. And you can start young. You don't have to wait until you're
Mm.
40, 50, 60, or 70 to wake up and then you're so tired by that time, you don't want to do it then. Start now. And so you do a fast, or you do a cleanse, or you eat more live foods, or you take a healing bath and you do your prayers and you journal as a lifestyle. Then you start to actually pick up the message. There's a little book that came that is amazing to me, because this book is called Impeccable Listening. It took me 12 weeks to write it. Sacred Woman took me 7 years to write. And all my books take me a long time. But why that book? I realized that basically was my autobiography. I had to learn to listen impeccably. And the moments that I did not listen, that's when I suffered. And the moments that I did listen, what is it? I asked a question. I asked a question at 16, 17. What do I do to heal this asthma? I heard it. Bam. Asked, listened, then I acted. The grapefruits, the lemons, the water, the rosehip tea, and I opened up and my life shifted. So in writing this book, I was asking, and everybody can ask themselves now. For me, it was, how do we? There's so much suffering in the world. What can we do to end world suffering? That was my question a year and a half ago. People were dying everywhere, all around us, family, friends. They didn't know what to do. There's a lot of fear in the atmosphere, bad news every day. And I said, how can we end world suffering? And the question came immediately. I was going to sit in a circle with 3 of us. One was Laura London, and came through impeccable listening. Tell them
Mm.
impeccable listening will end the suffering. Because I know that we know everything right now, but we don't know that we know.
Mhm.
And taking time to relax, to breathe, take a deep breath, take some lime water, and now ask the question. Get up early so you can get in tune, and then have the courage to listen, hear it, even if you don't want to do it, just hear it. And that is your road to freedom, your liberation. And then when you act, you get good at, like piano lessons. Keep, in the beginning, C, D, E, F, and then, you get good at it, listening. You get good at asking. You get good at being obedient. So you look a little peculiar to people in the beginning because you are living your life. and you're constantly asking and you're constantly listening, and then you move. And sometimes people think around, young people around me, give an example. I told them one day, I said, this was when Kazi was coming on board, my right hand came on board. And I said, listen, I had a vision. This is what's going to happen. I saw my sacred woman, how that's going to shift now. And we'd always have like 30, 40, or 50 women. But I knew there was going to be a lot of women coming in. So I said, okay. I started giving some of the vision that I was getting in the download. And it was, DN headlights. And you talk to 11 people on the staff and no one's getting it. And only person got was Queen Esther, my right hand. I know you all.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, they don't hear it. So you know what I did? I closed the door. Spirit said, just close the door. Let them go. They'll figure it out. They'll follow me. I closed the door. I went and started working on my paperwork, calling people up. And then Kaz got me to social media. And I jumped on, so what was it?
Instagram Live.
Instagram Live. Thank you.
Yes.
I finished sentences. Yes. I jumped on it. And I got a relationship. I said, I connected. I said, oh, right, this is what we're about to do. This is how we're going to do it. I was excited. This is the thrill. And then Kazi said, well, how you going to hold all these people in the house? It's the Browns in the house. 15 people can be in a room, but not, I said, okay, we're up to 15 or whatever. Okay, get back to me tomorrow. I was going into impeccable listening. I said, I'll get back to you tomorrow. He don't even understand what I'm talking about. I go to sleep. I wake up. Take a breath. Okay, Most High talk. I'm listening. What I have to do? Where's it going to be? It came. Oh, wait a minute. There's a spot in Brooklyn on Fulton Street. And I called the woman and I said, I think I might have 100 women. I'm not sure, 50 women. She said, okay, can I use your space? She said, oh, Queen, you've done so much for the community. Sure, you can use my space. It's going to be minimal. I said, see there, Most High, thank you. And I told her, I said, Kazi, I found a spot. I didn't even go look at the spot, but I was having a faith walk moment. When I looked at the spot, it had a piano. It was a jazz place where people would come in the community. It was perfect and hold 120 to 30 women. And that's where it was. So you don't even have to know all the details.
Yeah.
All you have to do is trust. When you ask, you tune in because you're a fine instrument. Tune yourself up. You hear, you listen, and you follow instructions. And that's how I'm living. And that's why this book, that all the books took all these years, that was the only book that took, because I was just going back I call it going into like a mapping. Go back and just see when you did it, when life worked perfectly in full alignment. And when it didn't, and you second guessed yourself, and I saw that I went under. It's just, that's the life. And so for me, those who in their 20s, all that long talk, in their 30s, you're not doing it because you have high blood pressure. You're not going to have it until you're 35 years old. You have to put years into getting sick. You may not get 5.2s are coming early now.
Yeah.
To women in their 30s. What you do as a teenager is showing up in your 20s. What you do in your 20s is showing up in your 30s. So don't wait till you get sick. And what I did, I talked to teenagers yesterday, Sacred Teens. We have a Sacred Teen group. And I asked them a question because they got connected because they don't have these issues. They have menstrual issues now, though. And I said, you know what? Your family is your blood, it's your DNA. Whatever's happening in your family, you're already set up for it. Now, you can shift your DNA. You could take it to higher ground. But just share with me, with our circle, what's in your family. They started running the list. High blood pressure, diabetes, a heart condition, and everyone, all 16 other women, young girls, 13 to 16, 5 to 7 health issues in their family. The mothers are sitting with them on some of the occasions. So the mothers would say, also, we have this. And then we have also the asthma in our family. So, okay, so the way if you're living a toxic lifestyle now, it's going to be fully activated by the time you're 30. And then it then magnifies by the time you're 40 and 50. It just gets worse. And you may start with one issue because you didn't address it, you didn't detox, you didn't cleanse, you didn't have a holistic lifestyle. This is where you're going. So that was given to me right at the moment of teaching. It wasn't like I had this curriculum laid out and all this wisdom. It was like, okay, it's coming through. How do I connect sacred women to these teens? And they said, oh my gosh, I need to change my lifestyle. Oh, this is what my grandfather, this is what I'm with my aunt. Yeah, it's in the DNA. That's what, 7 generations back, all of that. the 7 generations forward. So now you're second generation because it's your mom and your father, and now you're coming in second generation. So you're on the upswing, but you have to change
Mm,
now.
yeah. Yeah, I love an impeccable listening too. And I think this is important for the women listening that
Mhm.
it really is the asking and then listening. I think so
Mhm.
many women they're go-getters,
Yeah, yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like your daughter too. It's like they're go-getters, they do the thing, they're
Mhm.
able to do the acting. The
Mhm.
acting is very well set, but
Mhm.
I think people often don't give themselves time and space to really listen and
Mm.
connect. Do you find that to be true as people aren't
Mhm.
really asking and listening as much as they are acting just based on what they think they should be
Mhm.
doing?
Mm.
What I found is that I reflected on myself is that usually we don't get to that point of asking until we have a crisis.
Yes.
So crisis is beneficial. I used to
Mhm.
think the crisis was the worst thing. Now I say, "Oh, I'm having a crisis." Okay, now Most High, what's happening?
Mhm.
I go within. How do
Mhm.
I shift this? And I'll say sometimes you hit the floor. I say, "Don't get up too quickly. Stay on the floor for a minute. While you're there, just because once you stand up, you get kind of boastful, as they say, and you think you got it all together now because
Yes.
you came back
Mhm.
Like,
up.
I'm perfect. I'm
Yeah.
not really
How did that even happen? Bam,
Yeah,
back on the floor.
yes, honestly.
So it literally happened to me. I remember I was going on in Brooklyn, Fulton Street, and I move very fast. I have to pace myself. I talk fast. I walk fast. Everything's quick. I shift quickly. I let go of it. So all that happens, right? I went to the bank. I got a fruit from the grocery store next door. I was going light speed because I had to get back to see a client, putting the clock, and I was walking so fast, the top of my body was over.
Yeah,
You ever seen that?
Mm.
It doesn't happen in LA. I've never seen one person walk that fast. It doesn't happen here,
that's me.
What do you mean?
but it happens in the car. We're walking and we're running, and I was running at least, and I was running. I gotta get there, and bam! I hit the ground. But that was the second time that week. The first time I hit the how do you fall if you're walking down one step and then you fall? How do you do that? That was a message. I got a big boom on my first eye. Okay, but this is the second time. You please don't fall. You're falling with me, just feeling me so much. Thank you so much.
I know,
Anyway, don't
welcome
feel
to
that.
my life.
Okay.
I need help. He literally
I
said one word when we were talking before and I was crying. I'm like, "Okay, everybody.
I'm on the
I
floor.
have problems."
That's the Pisces, just the
I
boy just swoop
know.
was okay. I hit the ground and now everybody's around so I didn't have time to be embarrassed. I said, "Now, okay, now you're on the ground again. Okay, now what you have to get," and I say there long enough to say, "Slow down. You're not going any faster. You're going to hit a brick wall." I had to hear everything. I had to get it
Mm.
all. I didn't want anybody to pick me up. Just let me go through this mud and get this clarity. So I picked up my oranges, picked up my apples, picked up my red onion. Okay, I shifted. I started to walk in alignment. It's like body, mind, spirit had to come together in this moment. Your body, your mind, your spirit, your mission. The person will wait for me on the stoop. I'll be okay. This is not the end of the world. And then I just was able to function and I started to catch myself when I would go back. I kept catching myself. But it took me 3 times to really get it. I got to do one more fall. This is the fall in the same area, right on Fulton now and Nostrum, running for a client to get back. Always running for the clients, running for the
Why
work,
aren't they running for you?
running for my life. And calling taxi. Back then, it's not Uber then. It was taxi. And I run with 2 bags, bam, on the floor, on the ground. Everybody circles around me to help this, I guess, an older woman. I don't know what they was looking at, but looking crazy.
You're like, "I'm fine."
And not old looking.
Yeah,
And
honestly.
the police officer says, "You okay?" I said, I get in the car. They help get all my bags. Everybody is helping me get into the car. So I get into the car and I said, okay, all right. And the thing that opened my heart so much is when I got to my destination, which was like 10-minute ride. I said, "How much is that, sir?" He said, "Ma'am, it's okay." I said,
Oh,
humanity.
yeah,
I love when
Mm.
humanity is that way.
yeah.
I'm in love with humanity. And I got out that car in love with people.
Mm.
And I just said, thank you for seeing and understanding and saying it's okay.
Mm.
And my client was sitting there saying, happy to see me. And I was like, and I had to get myself up because you have to represent
Yes.
you're not falling apart. But those are the moments of the breakdown to have the breakthrough. To let me see when I really do listen that it really does work out magnificent, like a dance, like art, and that you don't have to hurt yourself to serve, to give to others, So
Mm.
some of
Yeah.
my lessons.
And it's like slowing down. I find that in a place like New
Oh,
York, when you do, because I lived there in my
mm,
early 20s and now I'm back there
mm,
now. Being there now, I feel a lot more aligned and slower.
mhm,
And I'm able to see and walk around.
mm,
And there are days when I'm rushing, but when I do slow down, I'm able to see those moments of like humanity in New York where I feel like there
mm.
is so much of that. But
Yeah,
because we're all moving so quickly,
yeah, yeah.
it's
You
hard to
miss it.
catch it. But it's just like a little fruit during the day. You're like, oh,
Oh, so I had
wow,
to slow
so
down in order
sweet.
for that cab driver to give me that humanity,
Yeah.
for that police officer to say, "Let me help you," for the whole community at that taxi.
Yes.
Mm.
And
I
to
that was the
receive.
lesson there,
Yeah.
Mhm.
to
It's
breathe.
beautiful. It's
So yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, I feel like for people, it's like a lot of women, if they are asking and listening,
Mm,
then they might sometimes have a hard time acting because they don't have the confidence or
mm,
they're not sure. So,
okay.
maybe it's telling them like you should change your diet or you should change your career or a relationship or
Mm,
to do something. So, how can we help build their confidence to actually to take action?
okay. Well, let's do like a mini process of detox, like 3 days.
Yeah.
Friday, when you come from work, it starts. And then it's all day Saturday, self-love. Can you give yourself 2 or 3 days of nothing but self-love? Find every way to self-love. Is it a healing bath? Put some Dead Sea salt, Epsom salt in the tub, and maybe some rose oil to open up your heart. Light a white candle for clear vision. Is it making some fresh juice? Get 2, 3 apples and to help the body go from an acid toxic state to an alkaline state. Is it maybe inverting? Inversion is my favorite that I
Yeah.
want all women to do
Mm.
because it's a way to bring your soul to life, but not just your soul, but your whole life comes back.
Can you talk more about what that is?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. It's an ancient African pose. I'm a yogini from back in the day. Are you a yogini? Because your eyes went up a
No, I
little
just
bit.
want to, I could see that for you.
Okay.
I am not, but I'm like, yes, that's right.
Do not make me invert.
Yeah, well, inversion I read in the first written text of spirituality from ancient Kemet, miscalled Egypt, and it shows a glyph. So the language is in word, it's also in glyphs, and so it was a little upside down being.
Mhm.
And I've been doing inversion for 20 years. And so when I looked at it, I've been looking at that book for 10 years at that point. And I said, oh, it says bringing your soul to life. And at the end of bringing the soul to life and sitting on your seat of power, that you have to invert. That was the English translation of it. So I said, oh, it makes sense to bring your soul back. Because when we stand upright all the time, everything begins to drop down. That's aging. But when we can do just the opposite, so we're doing this way, and then the feet can go higher than the head, as opposed to the head are higher than the feet. That's called the balance. So as you're aging the body, your memory begins to fade. As you're aging, you could be aging in your 20s or 30s, right? You're getting older, right? You're maturing. And then the breast begins to drop. Oh, your facial expression. And then
Let's talk about it.
the colon becomes a little heavy because maybe you're eating late at night,
Mm.
you're eating too much starch, you're emotionally eating, and so you start to carry a little muffin here. And then that drops down on your bladder, so you have frequent urination, uncontrollable bladder by the time you're 40 if you don't do something early on. And then over time, it sits on the uterus, so you're having womb pain and heavy bleeding, all that's connected. And then the legs expand. This is aging. I'm always trying to do the opposite.
Mm.
And then the legs expand and then the ankles swell up. So that's aging. You can reverse that. Tap into the fountain of youth. The inversion helps you tap into the fountain of youth. So you'll be 30 at 60. How about that?
I'm
Perfect.
Okay.
down.
I'm
So
in.
that's simply done. You don't have to go to a class for it. You don't have to take a workshop for it. You can take 3 pillows at the foot of your bed and they never move from there. Pillow 1 on top of pillow 2 on top of pillow 3. You have to lay down at some point. You lay down. What are you going to do with your legs? Put your legs on those pillows. You're inverting. Just stay there for 10 minutes. You don't clock it. Don't put an alarm clock on it. Don't do it. Just lay there. You'll fall asleep and you'll fall off a half an hour later, 10 minutes later, depends how you sleep. But that inversion, all you need is 10 minutes. What does that do? It gives your body back to you. So now the swollen ankles are being cleansed out because now the blood is flowing. The varicose veins, you're opening up the veins so the blood is flowing. You open the womb that is from prolapse, you massage, you circle around. The womb starts coming up, so it's not prolapsing because if a woman is a prolapsed uterus, she has a hysterectomy, will be waiting for her. It's all the years, right? The colon now starts, the bladder comes back up, the colon come back up in its proper place above the navel, not under the navel. We have to clean out our colons. This is the time of the gut cleanse. I don't say gut, I call it colon. That's back in the day is colon. Now it's the gut cleansing, right? And then you get circulation around your breasts. So then the tumors and cysts, you feel them, start breaking them up. Castor oil packs. So the blood is flowing into your communication, speak your truth, into your mind. So your mind is being restored and returning. Your nervous system, all that is happening from a simple inversion. And that's something you could do every day. I don't care what's happening. I could call an Uber and they'd come in 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I said, oh my gosh, I'll do my inversion. I'll jump down real quick, put my legs up on the sofa, breathe real quick. Okay, I got it. Gone.
Yes.
But because
Yes.
I keep the pillows by the bed, I'm always going to do that. I never forget it.
Set yourself up.
And at the end of the day, I put them back up again. It's like a check and balance.
I love that.
Yeah, I'll never forget
So that was
that.
part of the self-care weekend. So
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was so
Oh,
we have a
thank you
self
very much.
yes.
Thanks for bringing me back.
No, we have a self-care day Saturday. So that
Yes.
includes inversion. What else?
Includes inversion. It also includes maybe having 2 salads that day. Have a salad. Well, start your day with lime water, something so simple. Squeeze 2
Why
limes, lime water, and that will break up the congestion, the mucus. If you've been eating a little heavy, been eating some dairy, some starch, it will clear all that up, right? And then after that, then you can have maybe some ginger tea for circulation. If you have tired, you could have some dandelion tea. If you're losing your memory, you can have some gotu kola tea. So you can shoot. If you're stressed out, make a combination of some chamomile, some hops, and have maybe 2 cups for that day, Saturday, Sunday. Now, lunch and dinner is the same. You can make 1 meal for 2 meals because, we're not going to go back in the kitchen again. So you make a large salad, or you can just get make life real simple. Get 2 box salads. You know how those box salads are? Okay, get that. And get 2 avocados. Avocado will give you the perfect colon cleanse. And it will lubricate your joints, keep your joints young and vibrant. So you take that, and that's your protein, and you have your greens. If you want a grain, have a simple grain like a couscous or tabbouleh. So you're eating very light. Forgot, breakfast, you have a bowl of fruit. But keep it in their family, like a bowl of oranges, pineapples, tangerines, grapefruit. So keep it in the proper family. Melons in June, July, watermelon, honeydew, cantaloupe. So keep them in their proper family. Subacid fruits, apples, pears, plums, peaches. Keep them in that family. And that's a fruit platter. That same platter, make that into a juice. So you have a liquid meal, and then you have a solid fruit meal that will cleanse out your system. It'll give you a sweet disposition, right? Your eyes are just tripping me out. Every time you say, your eyes is the period, the point blank, at the beginning and end of a sentence. I can feel your heart from it. And I'm actually just enjoying the 2 of your spirits so much.
Oh,
It's such a
Same.
gift, and I can feel your mind is so unified, and it's such a level of harmony, which is part of why women love you, and men do too. But you are loved, and that harmony is captivating. It makes people want to be in that vibration. So thank you, because that's what I'm
Thank you.
feeling. And so that's your lunch. Have dinner now. Come into 12 hours of the night. That's the mystery. After you have your lunch, after you have your dinner, stop at 6 or 7. When the sun goes down, liquefy. have herbal tea, have fresh vegetable juice. Vegetable juices are buildings. It heals you up. Specific ones you'll learn for different issues. Cucumber for the kidneys, um, kale for the iron if you're tired. You can get different green juices, scallions for the lungs, and so on. Have a fresh fruit juice. Have your tea. That's the 12 hours. Now, for 12 hours, you're fasting without it being a strain. Go to bed early so you can get up early to get your treasure chest. If you get up at between 4 and 6 in the morning without an alarm clock, because the reason why people can't get up in the morning, they wake up tired and exhausted because they have a food hangover, not an alcohol hangover, but a food hangover. So you're wiped out before you begin your day. And how you begin your day is how your day is going to be. So by eating liquefying, even if it's that one day, that Saturday all day, and then you wake up on Sunday, you're gonna like, okay, why am I here? What am I supposed to do with my life? Where's my finance? Is that my real mate?
Clear.
You'll get very clear. And you will be like, wow, get your journal out, write it down. And now it's up to you to follow instructions from what you downloaded or uploaded. And when you start to try it out, like put your toe in. I tried that out. I told the person I'm going to have to let this relationship go at this season, at this time. I'll double back. Let the Most High guide you. And that kind of having 2 or 3 days just yourself. Don't solve anyone's problem during that time.
Mm.
Don't call anyone up because some of us are like these healers that got to heal all the time,
Mhm.
like me. I got to overcome. But anyway, you just don't call people up and say, "I can help you. I can give you all of my extra time that I have. I'm taking a rest. So I'm going to give it up to you." No, this is your time. Read the books that you always want to read. Take a walk. I love sun. I must say, sunlight in California is doing it for my soul.
Mhm.
Brooklyn, I love Brooklyn, but it's too cold. I can't handle it.
I know.
Right? So I go out and I look for the sun. If the sun is across the street, I will walk across the street for the sun. I don't tell anybody what I'm doing.
Same.
I just go and do it. And I let that sun just cook me and heal me and charge me. So for me, that's like heaven.
Mhm.
So you've tapped into your heaven. Heaven is inside of us. We all have it. And we always put it off. We always put heaven off. We're going to get to that one day. We're going to, have that meal and go to a jazz concert and just have a cup of tea. You can do it. Do it now. Do something that you said, this makes me feel good. I want to go to the comedy club while I'm here in LA. I always looked about it. I looked at it on television. I love comedy.
Which comedy club?
I don't know.
I want to go.
Tell me when. Okay, I have it. I wrote it on my.
Okay, let's
Okay,
go.
we'll go and we'll laugh. We'll fall out.
Okay,
I want that
cannot
moment in my
wait.
life.
Those are the best.
I
when you just
cannot
cannot
wait.
catch your breath.
Yes.
I'm curious, with working with so many people, especially women, what do
Mhm.
you see as a trend that women, say in their 20s, 30s, so a bit earlier in life, are doing that they might not realize is really detrimental to their health long term, but they might not? It's something that they're like, yeah, I just eat this or I do this. Is there a
Mm,
trend?
yes. Not being true to themselves is one of the things.
Mm.
They were told by society that they should do this or that, and they end up going to school to do it. I remember there was a doctor who I was telling her what to do with her patients, like on the side, and she wanted to really be a dancer. She didn't want to be a doctor.
Mm.
And she took a lot of dance classes over the years. So finding your real path, when they realize they can, I said, there's a book in you, there's a product in you, there's a curriculum in you, there's something in you that you want to live out, but you don't believe that you can. Take a step and begin. See, when I take them through 12 weeks, that's a whole season. They also see other women. Wow, she did it. Maybe I can do it. Wow, she did it. Maybe I can do it. So you have to also be around others who are on the same path. You can't do it by yourself. So you need to circle yourself. Like I saw your retreat. I saw your holding hand. I said, oh, they got all that going on. I'm gonna come to one of those.
Yes.
I love
Yes.
that.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. So it's that community.
Yes.
Women are community orientated. Men are
Yes.
too, but they don't get it. We have to help them, really.
Mhm.
But we are, and we have to be because we're carrying life in us.
Mm.
So we have to have help, period. You know, we're breastfeeding babies, we're carrying babies, we're the nurturers. So if the nurturers don't get support, then we cannot give. So, just so on one hand, trust yourself that you came on this planet with a purpose. You may not be aware of it. If you do not live out your purpose, you'll never be happy. You'll always be halfway. And you'll always be looking outside of yourself saying, I wish I could do that. I wish I had that gift. And when you don't do that, as you get older as a woman, you become bitter. You become depressed. You become sad. You become broken. You become angry. So you have to do something that you love that you would do it if you didn't make money.
That's what we always
That's so
say.
true.
Yeah.
It's so true.
And you will make the money.
And it's a hard
Yes.
world to do that in right now. I say hard, I just mean I don't know if we're
Mhm.
set up to be supported in that way, but I do think it's shifting
It is
where,
shifting.
whether it's on social media, we're seeing these
Yeah,
things or
yeah,
just
yeah.
having these more edgy conversations that we're taking ourselves outside of the track that we're expected to be
Mm.
on. I had a conversation with a friend
Mhm.
who's um, uh, very sick right now,
Okay.
and he is so out of alignment with his job and everything that he's
Oh.
doing. And I didn't say it in the moment, but this is inspiring me to have, because I knew it, but you kind of have to
Mhm.
be gentle
Yeah.
when people are going through chronic illness like that because
Right.
it's very narrow.
Mhm.
But I'm just thinking about all of these ailments that I feel like a lot of people are dealing with and struggling
Mm.
with, and how it's connected to that purpose.
Yeah.
That's
No,
that
that is
sacral creative.
oh, that is that you were saying that it brought me to a woman who called me up, and it was a month. It was like last year and the year before. Women in the corporate world were calling me up and trying to escape. I knew they were trying to escape. They didn't say those words.
Mm.
But one particular, she said, I got breast cancer and I had to let the job go. I'm so glad I got the breast cancer because I would have never let the job go.
Mhm.
She had to have breast cancer to get out of a situation that was killing her heart. The breast is the heart, the self-loving. And
Mm.
so I said, well, I'll walk with you. We'll do it together. So they have to know there's someone there that was willing to walk with them
Yes.
so that they're not alone. This is something else that happens. Young women, I always know where they are. They've just left their physician. They're on their way to their car. I can feel they're on their way to their car. And they call me up and they're in tears, but they're not crying. They're in tears, but they're not crying. They're weeping. And they said, Queen Afua. I said, yes. I just came from my doctor. And, I have a fibroid. I don't know. I said, it's going to be okay. You're going to make some lifestyle changes. I bring my voice to where the sun and the moon and the stars are. And I see them on the phone. I
Mm.
can see them. I can feel them. I said, I'm so glad that you called. You don't have to give up. Stay with your doctor so you can feel comfortable, but take on nature. Bring nature into the equation and be cradled in nature and begin to detox and cleanse and let go of the anger. I asked about how you're doing with your mother, how you're doing with your father.
Mm.
If they have a lot of rage and anger, then it's hard for them to let go and to shift. So one of the things I always say, forgive your mother and your father. They did the best they could. And I'll tell you, if you forgive them, when you become a parent, your children will forgive you because this is what's going to happen. You're going to say to your children, I did everything for you. And they're going to say, you remember that event that you said you was going to come to? You didn't come to that event. And that meant everything in the world to me. But I took care of your food, your shelter. I took your dance class. You're going to give your list as a parent. And they're going to say, but that thing that you did not do, and you brought that person into my life and they messed up. So it's like what goes around comes around. So if you can forgive your parents for their shortcomings, then they will forgive. I had to send a note to my daughter, text her. I said, forgive me for my shortcomings. I just said it yesterday.
Mm.
So you have to be a humble mother
Mm.
because mothers feel like they know it all. I was one of those mothers.
I
I
mean, you
think I
do
know
know
it
a lot.
all.
Yes.
But you're always growing. Anytime you think you
Yeah.
know it all,
Yeah.
life will humble you and you
Mm.
realize there's something you don't know. Get more sensitive, get more connected because what you think someone needs is not necessarily what they need.
Mm.
That's facts. Yeah,
Mhm.
I think something you mentioned with the emotions is emotional eating. And I think a lot of
Mhm.
people
Yeah.
emotionally eat and, especially since, 2020 started, maybe they're home more, there's a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
more stress. So what would you say for someone that finds themselves emotionally eating, and how do you actually define emotional eating?
Um, I call it being unconscious. Sometimes someone will eat it, they don't know they just finished a meal. "Well, would I be did I have something to eat? I think
I
I
just
missed
look
a
at
meal."
my shirt. I'm like, what's
That's how you know.
what
Wait a
stain
minute,
is on my
something
shirt?
that
Something happened.
you left the building. You were not even really eating. You were processing
Mm.
and you were chewing. It's like a baby wants their milk and the baby is taking the milk in and they want more, but they're growing, right? We're growing, but you're not thinking about the food really. It's just that it's mother's milk. You need mother's milk, which is you need hugs, you need love, you need someone to understand what you're going through. You're being misunderstood.
Mm.
And so you're getting this food to give you the comfort. They call it comfort food, but it's really not comfort food because all the comfort foods, for me right now, comfort food is eating a bowl of okra and some onions.
I
Comfort food
love
is having
okra.
watermelon in season that has seeds in it. Comfort food is
Mhm.
having a peach that is well ripened, an avocado that is creamy. But in my early days, comfort food was junk food. It was fried chicken. It was, cakes and pies with sugar and egg whites in it. That was comfort because that was my mother gave me that as a child. And she said, "Here, take this. This will make you happy." I would be in the kitchen. My mother would be baking these little cupcakes, and I had my own personal pan this size. And she would pour the batter in and put it into her big oven, and my it's coming out. So pound cake, my mother's
Oh,
pound cake, that would put me
Mhm.
under the grave right now.
yeah.
But that would be considered comfort. Until you raise your consciousness to comfort is healthy. Comfort is whole foods.
Mhm.
Comfort is comfort is foods that grow out of nature. Just like when we go to a park and we sit out in the grass and the sun is shining, don't we feel so comforted and just
Mhm.
embraced by nature? Well, when we eat the foods that come out of the soil like that and out of the earth and we take them in, our body's in comfort. Our heart is healthier, our blood is cleaner, our minds are clearer. That's comfort. To be sick is not comfortable because after you have those so-called comfort foods, you go in deeper states of depression.
Mhm.
More sugar. Sugar's a few molecules away from crack and cocaine.
Hmm.
It's a legal drug, but it feels so comforting when you take it. You start dancing, then you go into depression.
Hmm.
You get agitated and your bones start breaking down. Your immune system starts being challenged. So we just have to reroute our thinking and said, what is comfort? Comfort is things and circumstances that support me, that nurture me, and love me.
Mhm.
A simple way is to say food or what is real food? Real food is food that repair, rebuild, heal, transform you. Now, we're using food as a substance, like substance abuse. It's the junk, it's the process, it's the fast, and that's a fast death. So that weekend that we're going to take, that day or 24 hours, just the 24 hours of healing, that is when you'll start to reflect. Write down all of the comfort so-called foods. Write down all the foods that you love that are healthy foods and say, today, I'm going to be comforted with healthy foods.
Mhm.
And just take one day at a time. One day at a time. And one day becomes two and seven, and, it becomes a way of life prayerfully.
Once you experience that little taste, that little hit of clarity, it's
Yes.
so
Mm.
it's so interesting the momentum that builds from there, where it becomes that new
Yeah.
baseline of,
Mm.
like you said, that healthy food being comfort food. I'm curious, as someone who also lives in a city of sorts. Chris is in LA. I'm on the East Coast in Brooklyn. You're in Brooklyn. I'm curious how you vibrationally feel about food, how you source your food, how you are grounding every day, how you are really tending to your own
Mhm.
energy amongst
Mhm.
like the
Mhm.
grid of the city.
Water. My work, I deal with the elements: air, fire, water, earth. So I have to
Mhm.
check every day, did I do my breathing? I do a checkup. I do radion, so I do pendulum reading on myself.
Mhm.
And then I say, okay, air, okay, then let me have a salad. And, this is what I just shared. Then I check fire. Did I have some fire today? That could be a piece of beet that I grated and put into a salad. It could be a ginger tea. It could be a steam. One of my friends is bringing me one of those sit down steam baths as a gift.
Oh, yeah.
Um, it could be some hot baths, you
Mm.
know, fire, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, cranberries for womb healing. The fire, the womb, building up the blood and healing the womb. Water, drinking the water. Most times people have pain, emotion, and physically because they're dehydrated, right? And checking in. And checking in, I check in, do I have relationships that I'm angry about? I cannot be angry and really be a good healer. I have to say, what is my lesson? I go right to my lesson. So I don't stay mad at anybody. Matter of fact, I forget what you did 10 years ago. Oh, you did that? Oh, right. Okay. I think I probably worked it out and I realized it was my own
Mm.
vibration. Everything that happens to me is my consciousness. That's empowerment because then I can shift my thinking and get a different reality. That took some time to get to, but you'll start taking these little steps and you'll record yourself and analyze it. And it's truth to that. Then I say, okay, the water, I got my biggest thing that heals my life is a bath. Everyone take a bath. Fill up the tub, warm water. You try to get with your whole body. You could just drop into it so your heart can get in there, and your shoulders, your neck, your
Mhm.
spine. Don't sit up like that's a pelvic bath.
Are
You
we
know,
filtering water? What's happening? Does it
Yeah.
matter?
Are
I
you
had to
charging
ask.
it?
yeah. Well, yeah. You charge it. You put your
Charge it.
crystals
Okay.
all around the tub.
Okay.
You rose quartz, clear quartz, amethyst. Charge it that way. You could even get a pyramid and have a pyramid
Yes.
built over your tub, which is like extra
Okay.
energizing, and then put some seaweed in it. Because
Ooh.
seaweed also helps
Mm.
to raise the vibration of the water and puts the minerals back into the water,
Okay.
like the dulse, the kelp, the nori. And I put the Dead Sea salt in. I put a pound in, and then for the emotional, put the rose hips oil, not rose hips, rose oil for
Mm.
the heart, because most of us are brokenhearted. Our mothers are broken heart, our fathers are broken. We
Mhm.
know it passed, and then we have relationships, and we build up on all the pain of the relationships. And what happens in that bath, you get into that bath and you put some meditation music on. Everybody has a phone. Bam, you have some meditation. Turn up the lights, light a white candle for clear vision or a blue candle for peace. You can use color therapy. And you just immerse yourself in that bath and begin to say, okay, thank you. I'm here. I'm doing this for myself. And then take these hands and rub your hands together, create some fire, and then give yourself some massage.
Mm.
Just go from
Mm.
top to bottom or bottom to top and just, I'm going to love you through it. And as you're doing it, you realize, oh, that anger is in that arm. That resentment is in my heart. Let
Mm.
me let that go. That not birthing who I am is in my womb. That stagnation is in my thighs. Just start massage. It's just gonna come to you. And you just start working it out. And one of the things I do in the tub is a little crazy. No, nobody's in there looking at me. I put one leg up and I just start milking my leg. You want to keep your legs. You would
Mm.
like to be able to run up and down the stairs the rest of your days. Okay, come on. And I just put life into it because the
Wow.
heat and the water. My mother's 98 years old. She was in the bath last night. Now, when you're that age, you don't get in the tub. But me and my son helped to get in the tub.
Mhm.
And I saw her whole being just like melted to the
Oh.
Ah.
and I gave her some oranges. She had orange slices, and I said, and I made a super drink, clay. I get a clay drink and spirulina, green light, all that. And I put that in some fresh juice and some berries. I said, my son, I said, give it to her while she's in the tub. While she's in the water, she'll take anything. If I want a bitter and I don't want to take it
Like,
out,
she can't go anywhere.
she's stuck. He said, my word. I said, I know because I do it for
Wow.
myself. But bitters I don't want to drink. But if I get in that tub, I could drink whatever I need. Cider vinegar, I can take it. Okay, love it.
Mm.
So when you come out that bath, one of the things you could do as your own therapy to empty your house, to clean out your inner home, is to ask, who are you angry at? So it could be an ex. And just say, okay, pull that person up in your mind's eye, your ucha. They are called the third eye or the first eye, and say, why did you come into my life? What did you come to teach me? You're going to hear it like water. Oh, you didn't take care of yourself, so that person didn't take care of you either. You've been selfish about your own personal healing. So that person also was selfish. There's something you're going to learn about you because everyone who's coming, they're coming to teach you, instruct you about who you are. And then you're going to have an aha moment. Oprah says aha moment. And then you're going to say, when you really get to the other side of it, you say, thank you to the person in the spirit. Means you're cleaning your house. And thank you for that lesson. I got that. And I remember my third marriage. I was on the way out of the door. And at his studio, and then Spirit said, you've been married for 19 years. So Spirit sent me right back into the space. And I walked over to him and I kissed him on his first side. And I said, thank you. Thank you for the journey.
He's like, we're good. And then you're like, no, bye-bye.
I got what I needed. I grew up.
That's
I was like a
beautiful.
little girl when we came together.
Mm.
Fearful about life. This person gonna do that. And he was like this big, like, protector. And at that point my protection is my spirit now. I know how to tap in and listen and be in tune. So I don't have to use a human being to be that. But that's what he was. And so I grew up. You know, we grow up in our relationships, we can grow up. And that helps us to grow up and grow through it. And when you come out of that bath, you take a shower. We're not hydrotherapy. First of all, the bathroom is not a bathroom. Rename it. It's called I call it a hydrotherapy room.
Oh, I like that.
I
You love
love
that?
that.
Yes.
It's a hydrotherapy room. So you do all your therapeutic water works. So you may do neti nose rinsing to open up your brain. You may do an enema for those who want to do that, or you may take a healing bath, like I said. But for me, I finish the whole piece with after the bath, I'm clear, or I see a blessing, or I see when I should do a project, and then I'll take a shower, and I call that the waterfall. It's not just a shower; it's a waterfall. So when the water's on the first side, so your intuition will continue to blossom. Then it'll come on your throat, so you can begin to speak out your truth. Some women are trained not to talk. Let men rule us and direct us. No, we have to speak our truth. And then let the water run on your heart. May our heart be open and may be cleansed so that you don't have breast cancer and that you don't have a broken heart. I remember speaking to Dr. Afua, he's an ancestor now, as a dear Conrad on the path. And he said, healing is not just physical, it's also spiritual. And he has traced back whatever's going on. Louise Hayes also speaks of that. Whatever's happening on a spiritual level, if not addressed, then it goes into the physical body. How long did it take to get to that physical body? How long did it take for that woman to have that fibroid tumor? That was happening as a teenager. That boyfriend, and then another boyfriend, and another letdown, and another somebody deceiving you or taking advantage of you, and you were trying to figure out what was good and what was not, and then all of a sudden you're eating the pies, the cookies, the cakes, the pizza, and being hurt, being angry, all that emotional eating. And next you go to the doctor, you have a fibroid, and now you're scared to death. I said, don't. It's nothing but crystallized mucus. We can drain that, demystify it. Women are like feeling it's the end of the world when they get a fibroid. It's not. It's just crystallized mucus. The same way crystallized mucus in your nose, you have sinus condition. In your lungs, you have shortness of breath. What do you do when you have a cold, fever? You liquefy. You drink soup. Your mother knows. She'll give you soup, if nothing else. You take tea. Same thing. You flush, liquefy. That's where the hydrotherapy, the bath, to the shower, let the water run in your spine, nervous system, relax. Go to your pillows, lay down. Bedtime, put your feet up, inversion. Now your body's so open. You'll invert and you'll sleep deep and you'll get messages while you're sleeping for those who are ready to receive a message. And you wake up and you ask another question and you journal and you get another answer. And then your life becomes nothing but Q&A. And it's spiritual Q&A. You just keep asking and listening, and it becomes a magical, mystical life in the midst of madness. Like when I came in your space, I already knew you before I came. So I knew where I was coming to. I said, these are magical women. I know who they are. they reflect me so I could be my full self.
Mhm.
I came in laughing, full of joy. Then that's just how y'all receive me, full of joy. And I said, I'm coming to the vortex, but I know it's coming to the vortex. But you tell them this is the vortex. I said, oh, this is the vortex. I felt the vortex.
She knew when you were walking in. I'm like, I'm glad you said it
I said,
because
when I went around the corner, I said, oh,
yes.
where's it going to be? Where's the room?
Or
It's
like,
not going to be like a normal radio
strap
station.
in. Yeah.
Drop in.
Strap in, baby. Spaceship is going up.
Every single day, whether I take it with cold water or I put it in my smoothie, I have athletic greens. This is a staple in my routine. It is a staple in what I am putting in my body, and for good reason. I'm sure you've heard about it, but AG1 by Athletic Greens is the category-leading superfood product. This brings a comprehensive, super convenient daily nutrition to everybody. So this is one single scoop. Let me tell you what's in one single scoop. It's going to absolutely blow your mind. It has 75 vitamins, minerals, and whole food sourced ingredients, including a multivitamin, multi-mineral, probiotic, green superfood blend, and more in that one scoop, that one serving per day. All of their ingredients are of the best quality. They are obsessed with making sure it's high quality, bioavailable. I've trusted them for years. They've been a partner of the show for years and for good reason. We've heard from so many of you out there who have started using Athletic Greens in your routine, and it just changes everything. Your digestion, your skin, your energy. And this is in one scoop. I'm going to say it many times because sometimes we get overwhelmed with taking all the supplements, keeping it all straight. If you're someone who would want to get a comprehensive support within one scoop, vitamins, minerals, whole food supplements, this is for you. It's also great just to fill in nutritional gaps. I've recommended it to many people in my life who, I feel like are wanting to, really support themselves, support a healthy lifestyle to nourish their bodies, but don't know where to start. This is a great way to start. Plus, it sets the tone for everything else you do, really sets the tone for other healthy habits. So go to athleticgreens.com/almost30. Again, athleticgreens.com/almost30 to take control of your health. And with your purchase, you are going to get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs. Those travel packs I take with me everywhere. So with your purchase, you're going to get free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs. Go to athleticgreens.com/almost30. I have a whole fleet of Away suitcases that I have collected over time, and I truly have a bag for every travel experience and every travel need. So if you haven't heard about Away, Away offers a range of suitcases and other travel products made of different materials that are incredibly durable, incredibly sleek and cool, different sizes, different colors. Honestly, whatever you need to bring with you, Away has luggage for you, and it protects what's inside. Hey, if you're flying on a plane, I'm sure you know the bag handlers are not careful. They are rough. All of Away suitcases are built to last with durable exteriors, and they will withstand that. I also really love the 4 360 spinner wheels. Smoothest roll ever. I'm just rolling through the airport in every direction. It just makes traveling so much easier. And they have a TSA approved combination lock that keeps all of your belongings super, super safe. Away's newest line of soft-side suitcases are made with a durable water-resistant nylon exterior, and that's made to last a lifetime. They're designed to expand 1.75 inches, so you can have the flexibility to pack even more on your trip. Don't tell my fiance. There's an easy access front pocket. It fits the essentials you need on hand, like your laptop, passport, tickets, books, cores, and more. You know me, I probably have more than that. And it has a hidden handle on the base of the suitcase that helps you quickly grab your bag from overhead bins or luggage carousels. There's a 100-day trial on everything Away makes. Take the product out on the road, live with it, travel with it, get lost with it for 100 days. If you do not like it, if you decide it's not for you, you can return any non-personalized item for a full refund during that period. No ifs, ands, or asterisks. Away offers free shipping and returns on any order within the contiguous US, Europe, Canada, and Australia. Start your 100-day trial and shop the entire lineup of travel essentials, including their best-selling suitcases at awaytravel.com/almost30. That's awaytravel.com/almost30.
I want to talk about, you know, like femininity
Mhm.
and being a woman and being feminine and a little bit about the womb because I feel like we're having this beautiful moment in history where women are taking their power back. And then I'm also seeing a lot of women just running themselves to the ground, working so
Mm.
much, taking on so much, not paying attention to their body, not paying attention to the natural cues of a call for rest or a call for restoration or a call of their intuition. So,
Mhm.
how do you see, right now, what are you observing in the collective for women?
I'm excited for us. I'm thrilled for us. And because I'm so excited, I'm so thrilled there, I'm a magnet. They just come to me. And people are asking me in interviews, how can we get so many young people come? Because I'm a woman of a certain age. And so being older, my friends do not have a lot of young people around them. And I reflect. But I do. But one thing is that I hear them and I respect them. And I know they have wisdom and they bring to me wisdom. And I'm from another zone with this this technology. This is not my realm, but spiritually, my technology is very plugged in. So this is a time when everything is spun up, and being on social media could be very stressful because you're looking at what looks like success that may not even be success, and everybody's putting their best foot forward, so it looks so people are competing. So I feel like a lot of them are competing. For me, it's like I'm not competing because I don't even know what is. I don't even know what's out there because I'm not even looking at it, right? But I'm in it. So to let yourself be you, that's why you have to take time to unplug, if it's for a few days, and say, who am I? Why am I here? What am I to do? Who am I to connect with to help me to be myself? Because that's you have to connect. But first, the first connection is yourself. So the women during this time, you do have that. Women are now becoming healers wholesale. Women becoming sacred women, they're becoming doulas. This is the era of the women becoming that medicine woman. They're becoming midwives. They're becoming vegan chefs. This is like what we do now. They're becoming polarity therapists. They're becoming reflexologists. Every woman has done some type. Even if they have 2 or 3 herbs that they know about that they just learned about on the internet, everybody's tapping in a way I've never seen before. I'll give you. I went to Nipsey Hussle's homegoing. And for some reason, I picked up Sacred Women like it was a Bible. Now, that's just ridiculous. But I don't walk in the street with it. I mean, come to an interview. But I was picking up like a Bible. And I said, somebody's going to come up to me. They're going to need this book or they're going to need to ask me a question. So I just said, this is my poster. Right? This woman, she had pink hair and pink hot pants. And she's going to the homegoing. And she looks at the book and she like looks me up and down like the attitude look up and down.
Mhm.
I said, I'm ready for it no matter what. I'm gonna love her up. And she said, oh, last night I ordered that book, Sacred Woman. I said, oh girl, I'm so proud of you. Everyone is waking up. And sometimes we had the bottom when that virus hit, the bottom fell out of the whole world. Now, a year and a half before that, I gathered 76 healers in one book called Planet Heal. I saw it coming. I saw all of this coming years ago, but I really saw it coming from that book because in that book is what I'm seeing. There were musicians, there dancers, there's OBGYNs, there's midwives, there's doulas, there's herbalists, there's vegan chefs. All that's in the book. That's a sign of time that we are tapping in to our spirit now more than any time in my whole walk. But we actually did it in the 60s because I remember that's when I woke up. It was 1969 when I started to wake up because that was the asthma, that was the allergies, that was the PMS and the headaches. I had such a life crisis when everyone was waking up to freedom. Freedom. It was in colleges, it was in against the war, Joe Fonda. It was a whole lot of stuff going on during that time. It was studying Harriet Tubman and her journey to finding her truth and for freedom. And I was there with Malcolm and Martin. And when I was 9 years old, when I Have a Dream was spoken in Washington, my parents had an umbrella over me, and I was in the mud, and I was kicking the mud, and
Mm.
I was listening
Wow.
Wow.
to the speech. So I was in the mix of it. The beauty of it for me is that I'm here still, and I'm just as charged up. So I can now address the young women and tell them this is the way out. This is the way through. I suffered enough. You don't have to go through all of that. I've opened up 10 centers. There was a fire. There was a flood. There was a divorce that I call transformation. Different things happened along the journey. I held on to this healing. So it makes, because I've had a lot of life experience, I never gave up. The healing allowed me never to give up, never to say, oh, I did the best I could, and I guess it's over, and I'm of this age. No, I'm so being that it hit me that level, I can help those in their 20s and 30s. That's why I said almost 30. I said, oh, this is like most high. This is like, really? You bring me to almost 30. Most of my clients are 30
Mm.
and 40 maybe. So like, this is so exciting that
At the right
I
time.
know. I'm so
you're
thankful.
so in tune to even do this work almost 30, to be that in tune. Yeah.
It found us for sure. For
Hmm?
sure. It found us. It kind of
Yeah.
feels that way where it's like listening. I think we're at
You were
a
listening.
time where we were both really listening and
Mm-hmm.
kind of stripped down by what was going on.
Yeah, yeah.
I just saw 11111 across the board.
Oh, pay attention.
I'm curious how this has translated in relationships because I feel like the work of the womb and
Mhm.
tending to the womb, how does it translate in relationship with a partner? And
Mhm.
what can that look like?
Mhm.
I assume that it starts with self and more intimate practices, but how can we translate that with a partner?
Well, you have to translate it with the partner because I see the womb as 3 womb centers. So when you're getting intimate with someone, you bring all of yourself to them. And what are you taking? You're taking all of them into you. So are you willing to take all of them into you? I say it's the womb of the mind. For what we think, we create, we birth. The womb of the heart. For what we feel, we birth, we create. And then what we think and what we feel, we birth through our seat of creation, our wombs, our core. If any of those centers are off and out of a balance, if we have mental issues, if we have emotional baggage, it's going to show up as heavy bleeding and clotting. It's going to show up in the choices of men that we choose to be mated with. We are the frequency of the men that we say yes to. And what are they thinking? What are they feeling? What did they not resolve and heal up? When we connect with them, we become that. We exchange. It's exchange of energy. Now, if you're really vibrant and healthy and you've been taking care of yourself, and then you take in someone who has not been taking care of themselves, they're eating junk food and hamburgers and french fries, whatever, and angry at their mothers and hostile to their past relationship, that is what you're going to drink into. You can become that.
Mm.
And I know it because I know for a fact my own reality that wow, I don't want to tell all my business.
Remember, we're recording.
Oh, yeah.
We get this after.
Okay. But it may be fun, maybe crazy. I was intimate with the mate,
Mm-hmm.
and we were together for some time, and we connected. And then my nose started running. I said, and my nose doesn't run. I said, oh, my nose is really running. I looked up, I said, oh, what? What's in that garbage? Did you have that? I don't eat ice cream. You have congested. I'm
No
congested.
way.
Oh,
No way. It was that sensitive.
I have stories. I don't want to tell too much.
Oh my God, I cannot wait.
Pizza penis. What?
Yeah, honestly.
Wow. But I this is I'm gonna tell somebody else's story without name. Right?
Okay, try.
In confidence. Okay, this is when I really started to look at we all what we eat, what we think, and who we
Mm,
take in. And who takes in us. So they may come out healthier because if we're juicing, they're going to come out
mhm.
vibrant and we're going to be dead. Well, anyway, one of my clients, she said she was cleansing. She had fasted. She did all this, but she was also looking for a mate. And she called me and she says, "Oh, girl, I have a fever. I have a headache." She gave me the whole drama. I said, "Well, what happened? You were just here a few days. You've been eating and you had a healing. You did all this work. I don't know what happened." I said, "Well, who did you see anybody?" She says, "Yes, my old boyfriend, we got together." I said, "Well, how's he living?" "Well, he brought a hamburger and french fries." I said, "Girl, that's what's in your body. You better come up here quick."
You got to do an exorcism.
So I gave her, as a colon therapist, I gave her colonic, I ran her a bath, I gave her some bitters, I gave her some green juices. It took 24 hours to
Wow.
flush him out.
Oh.
Then I read him, I said, "He's almost gone. He's not going quite. He's still there," energetically.
Wow.
So that made me really look at really the truth of that.
Mm.
That, and then if you say yes to something that is toxic, then say, "Okay, I gotta clean him, but don't tell him. Don't make it a big deal because it'll make him feel like you think you're better than me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You just do it by your
It's
sweetness.
gentle, yeah.
Matter of fact, don't get intimate unless you know who you're dealing with. But then you might get desperate. The desperation, you pay a price for desperation.
Mm.
So you have to say, well, you know what? Be beautiful, be so fantastic and so fabulous and so loving and so charged up. He will go to the ends of the earth for you.
Mm.
He goes to the ends of the earth for you. Say, oh, let's go get some juices together. Together. Oh, let's go have a salad together. Oh, let's read this information. Make it like we're doing this,
Mhm.
and this is our love affair. And
Mm.
you wanna get with me? Let me run you a bath, a special bath. Don't have sex. Just run a bath and run 2 baths. And let's do a detox together. Keep bringing him on, but be fabulous. Put your oils and your aroma on. He'll be like, oh gosh, I gotta be with you. Keep cleaning him up. He think he's gonna get with you. He's gonna get with the cleansing and the detox. By the time he gets 21 days with you, he's like, I don't know what's happening, but I feel so great. And I got a raise on my
Mm.
job. And that headache I used to have, it's gone. And you could then start saying, well, you know what? Through the healing, they could start, you're in tune and know to the healing and the cleansing, this is what it brings. And then he's in it.
Mhm.
Then you can decide, you got to pray on it. You still may have to do more praying, but you don't have to be like somebody's going to grab him and there's a limit. Don't go with limitation. Well, there's not a lot of men around. There's not a lot of this around. Don't affirm that because then you'll have that. Say there's an abundance. Matter of fact, I am so blessed that I'm going to get exactly what I need when I need it. And, just being able to love yourself enough not to say yes because you want comfort. That's like getting comfort food that's not serving. You get a comfort man, it's not serving. It's going to make you sick and you don't even have a clue. Most women don't even understand what I'm saying when I say this. They don't know.
No.
They're getting his psyche. It's just like when women are bleeding heavy during their menstrual flow, 5, 6, 7 days, I call that hemorrhaging. Okay, that's setting you up for a fibroid tumor. Not now, as you get old, you see. And then you have to then say, okay, some of them end up getting blood transfusion as a result of that, right? And I said, well, you can't ride on a blood transfusion because they may clean up that blood, but they don't clean up the psyche that's in that blood. So what is that state of being, that person, what they're going through in their lives? And you're going to take that in. It's the same thing,
Mhm.
energetically, spiritually, you'll feel it. And that's the same as a relationship. You think you're about to die. I got intimate one time. I thought I was going to die. I said, wait a minute. I don't feel death. I'm not the one feeling death.
Yes.
What? I said, oh my gosh, what is he going through? I thought my car said, mm. So do I have to reveal? Now you become more conscious
Mhm.
before you get into a situation and then your life is going down the river. So we got to clean up all our relationships because
Mhm.
in my research, because I was getting a lot of calls about herpes. And I remember one young lady, she was 21. She picked up the phone and she picks up the phone. I pick up the phone and she just starts crying. I just said, how can I help you? Because when I pick up the phone, it's people in a crisis. So I have to just balance them out with a tone. And after she finished crying, she said, I have herpes. Like it was a death sentence. I said, it's not a death sentence. You have to boost your immune system up thoroughly. She said, and so she said, my mate has herpes. My friends have herpes. People around me have it. And then I started to study. I said, 80, the statistics says 80% of those in America have herpes or some form of STD. So you can look to your
Wow.
right, look to your left. Everybody need to clean out.
Yeah. Y'all look gross.
Everybody needs to rejuvenate.
Mhm.
Don't be afraid. Just go through the cleansing.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why you just cannot take someone on face value. You have to, heal together. And they have to, young women don't need it. If he's angry at his mother, he's going to be angry at you. It's going to, he's going to put his best foot forward. So he has to resolve those issues. And so maybe some healing that you could do together. And maybe, are you angry at your mother? Because then you may attract someone who's feeling the same way. That's usually what happens.
Mm.
Yeah.
So read out.
That's a good one. Yeah. I think I'm always wary if they don't have a good relationship with their mom because, you just want to be mindful of how they're
Yeah.
treating women and how they're loving
Mm.
women and how they're connecting to women
Mm.
is so important. But I think that is so key for women. We are so mindful about the way that we eat, about our social media we consume. But when you're comes to being intimate in that womb space, that is a huge
Mhm.
energy transfer. That
Yes.
is so incredibly impactful and powerful and just especially for the empaths, people that are feelers too
Yeah.
listening. Like imagine how much that could impact you.
People can lose their mind.
Yes.
And, when you were speaking, I went back to the 60s. I went back to Woodstock.
That's what I wanted you to do. I'm bringing you back.
You are really bringing me back.
We're at Woodstock,
You
baby.
old souls. You old souls, you.
Were you at Woodstock?
I didn't. I was 16.
Oh, okay.
My family didn't even want me to come off the stoop. Okay.
And
Stoop
you
kid.
went to Woodstock.
You were a
My
stoop kid.
soul went there.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yes. I went to the Apollo Theater and I had to sneak and go there on 125th Street. I had to sneak.
Wow.
And when I came back, I don't even know how I got away off the block, off the stoop. But anyway, I love Woodstock. I'm going to be doing In the Bottle. I think it's In the Bottle.
Lightning in a bottle?
Lightning in a Bottle. And
That's
I'm going to bring the
amazing.
keynote.
No way.
No
I am
way.
so hyped.
We'll be your security.
Yeah, I'm down.
Please.
We'll be your security. We'll get everyone hyped. We'll be like, you guys ready?
I'm coming to talk about womb healing. I'm going to do Dance of the Womb.
Wow.
I'm going to do the drama of it. I'm going to do a
Yes.
poem.
They need this.
But I didn't realize it. I just, Tiffany Janae, who organized, she asked
We
me
love
since
her.
last year.
We just had her
You know
here.
Tiffany Janae?
We just had her on. Love her.
Oh my gosh, I love her. Anyway,
She's a
she wanted
doll.
me since last year, and I didn't have a clue what it was because I'm always doing that busy life, But then I took the last 5 days. I've been looking at this flyer. I said, "Wait a minute, is this the Woodstock of the now?" Oh, wait a minute, and they got the beautiful tents
Mm.
and everything as well. It's not like the other Woodstock. They were in the mud. It was in the rain.
Yes.
Free love, sex.
It was like dangerous.
Psychedelic. It was dangerous.
Yes.
It was like,
Yes.
okay. But I still loved it.
Yeah.
And Richie Haven, that
Mm.
his music that carried me through all these years. But when I went to Omega Institute, you know about Omega Institute? And I went there and I taught a workshop on City of Wellness. And I said, now City of Wellness is about family, really. So I said, I need a mother. It was a group. I need a mother, I need a father, and then I need a daughter who's learning about holistic health for the first time, is excited, her life has been changed, and her family's are non-believers. I need her best girlfriend who really thinks she's nuts, and I need an auntie. So I said, okay, now go to them. So we did this like drama improv
Like a sculpt,
thing.
yeah.
Mm.
And then and then she came like this, all happy, like her y'all are all happy about the life. And they're like, the mother said, child, please. The father said, girl. And the girlfriend said, why are you doing all that? I'm not changing my lifestyle. All the attitudes of the family and the friends and
Yes.
all that. So they saw me up. So Omega is really, to me, an offshoot of Woodstock, the founders,
Mm.
Yes.
right?
That makes sense.
Right? So so I to come into this work. I started seeing other people come to this workshop. And they would just come out of nowhere. Like, I'm like, okay, keep going. Like, all right. And at the end, they said, we want you to become a part. We want you to be on our team. I said, this is from that drama that you want me to be okay. So when I realized they said, oh, you're one of the hippies from back then. I said, I'm a hippie. from back in the day. Are you kidding? Well, I was the one who was on yoga then.
Mm.
And, vegetarian lifestyle. But I also learned that's African natural lifestyle when I started to
Yes.
really research and study that everything that is New Age is actually African natural lifestyle. We've been there and done that, but we forgot. We didn't know. We didn't know where it came from. So that was what Sacred Woman did for me. It pulled out the research of how things began. Reiki, African natural lifestyle, start with two women, Asa and Nebet Head, sister to sister. Um, Hydrotherapy, a healing bath. There would be a city block. Aromatherapy, using oils to elevate the spiritual consciousness.
Sun.
So when I realized that
Mhm.
it was all of that, so when they called me a hippie, I said, "Well, it's African. It's actually African natural lifestyle." But see, what I'm about to go to, and y'all are coming with me. That I'm going to live that vision out. So I think I'm living out
Yeah.
all my visions now.
Yes.
But I
Mhm.
had to be patient.
Mhm.
Yes.
And
Now
then-
you got Woodstock, you're leading it. We're gonna be dancing at
Y'all
Woodstock.
have
I
to
cannot wait. We
come.
will.
And the other day I
We'll
said,
be at Omega too.
thank you,
Mhm.
because I said to myself, well, I want other people to be a part of my fun. So I'm saying, well, who can relate to? I'm about to go to Woodstock. Who even relates to Woodstock?
Is Tiffany going to Lightning in a Bottle?
She's gonna be there. She's
Oh,
presenting.
No
amazing.
way.
She's gonna be there. They
Okay.
want now. Only thing they want me to come in the tent and be in the tent. I said, well, some of the free lust might find themselves in my tent. I'm gonna beat them down. So
Yes.
put me in a hotel.
That's why you need us. Yeah,
I need y'all to
literally.
find- No, you
You're
cannot
like,
come here.
I'm Woodstocky, but like in a hotel. I am Woodstocky, but like just not like for sleeping. I'm like that too. I'm like really earthy, but like need 5-star.
Yeah. Thank you for the
Literally.
linens.
Yeah, literally. I'm like, but I need like
Aw.
service. I could talk to you forever and ever.
Forever.
I'm
thank
so
you. I've
grateful
enjoyed
you
both
came.
so much.
Thank
This
you.
has been such a
Thank you.
pleasure and a
Thank you.
delight, and we're so grateful to know you and to
Mm.
support you in however way that we can. So thank you for coming today.
Mhm.
Where can our audience find you and connect with you? What can they look forward to seeing and finding from you?
Well, I have actually yesterday we did my training womb yoga dance. I teach people how to become practitioners of a system that I've developed. It's 69 womb yoga poses and 39 dance movements,
Wow.
which I'm going to do those 39 with the whole audience. They're going to be able to do it. And so that's one of the works that I do. So I teach the yoginis. And then I have Womb Care Love, mother daughter. And my daughter came with the concept, my body, my womb. So we do that as a social justice work to save women's wombs, empower them. They don't have to have a hysterectomy. Let's just take care of our wombs ourselves. See your physician, but become your own healer, right? And so that's a training. I deal with the blossoms. They blossom to 7 blossoms. That's coming up in actually next week. They can come and join us. And then I do a 2-day, just an intro into it. So women want to just put their toe into Womb Care Love and just learn some basic holistic principles. They can join me on that quest, on that journey.
Amazing.
Beautiful. And you've
Yeah.
gifted the world so many books. So please.
Well, yeah, I don't want to
Yes.
overwhelm because I can say,
Yeah,
and I
but-
do 21-day detox.
I know,
Oh,
21-day
that
You
detox,
morning,
talked
the
morning,
about the
morning.
books.
Truly. Yes.
I'm going to send y'all some gifts. So
Yes,
Thank
please.
know
you.
that. What do
Thank
you
you,
want? Do you
thank
want
you.
Womb Care Love, our detox kit? Or do you want our 21-day detox?
I want
program?
21
I know. I
day.
think
You
I'm
want
like
a
down for.
21
I'm very
I'm down to
inspired.
do a
You wanna
21
do
day.
21
Yeah,
day?
let's
Let's
do
do
it,
it.
baby.
And
And
then-
we can cover it.
Yeah, we can do it
come
together.
on, that would be.
I would love to do it.
Done.
Your package is being made now as we speak.
I
Done.
cannot
then.
wait. I'm going to blast off.
Oh my
I'm going to be like,
Let's do it. Let's do it.
You're gonna do it,
yes.
and then you
Oh,
give
yeah.
your report card.
Yes.
Yes.
And I'm gonna do an energy reading on you
Beautiful.
somehow
Yes,
before we
please.
begin. I can do it
Oh,
from a
that
distance.
that would be great.
I can do it ready on
Before
a
and
quick
after?
read,
I
a
cannot
before and
wait.
an after, and see where your elements need a little sprucing up, tuning up.
Okay,
Yeah.
I
done.
can't
And then you
wait.
boom, boom, and in 21 days, victorious.
I would
Energy
love.
reading
Thank
and
you.
detox. Okay. All right, guys. We love you so much. Thank you for being a part of our community. We'll see you soon.
Yeah,
Bye.
thank you.
Thank you so much, Queen. That was such a beautiful conversation. Again, that was Queen Afua on Almost 30.
Yeah, we love you so, so much. And for our sponsors today, thank you. We bring you brands. If you're new to the show, we are master vetters. We make sure to bring you brands that we love and use ourselves. You can find all discount information, especially for you Almost 30 listeners, in the show notes, as well as on almost30.com. We will see you every single week with new episodes. Make sure you're subscribed. Thank you for your support, and we'll see you next time.
We'll see you soon. Love you.